Nationals here at Bakersfield Speedway. Coming up next, the A main event feature for the IMCA Modifieds. Bakersfield Speedway, are you ready?
Man, I'll tell you what, you got me all kinds of pumped up after that, Mike. Budweiser, King of Beers, Modified A main event rolling on. We'll take you through the lineup here shortly as soon as the cars roll on. Those sport mods here at the Bud Nationals, those guys get down. We watched that feature last night from turn 4 down there in the concession area, and unbelievable the show those guys put on. But the race of the night, the race of the weekend so far was that hobby stock feature when Damon set him up at what a race. That had everybody here on their feet. I know I was jumping up and down. That was an incredible finish out of turn 4 to the checkered flag last lap pass.
Without a doubt, Rich Denman, once again, the professor, took everybody to school in that hobby stock. Last year he came in with an American stock, won the American stock race, kept the American stock going into the hobbies and finished in the top 10. This year he takes Sean Martin Sr.'s number 5 car, parks it in victory lane once again tonight at the Budweiser Nationals here at Bakersfield Speedway.
All right, I don't even know how to even come in after that.
Man.
Moxie Mike. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out on the track right now, of course, is going to be your A main for your Budweiser IMCA Modifieds. Starting,
we're going to go 40 laps for these guys right here. We're going to take you through the lineup on the inside of row number 1, driving the number 27 GRT chassis out of Redmond, Oregon. That is Mark Carroll. Starting next to him on the front row on the outside of the number C9 from Lompoc, California, Mr. Mike Johnson.
Starting second row, the V13 out of Staten, Oregon. That's Gray Fernando. Outside of him on the 1P out of Bakersfield, California. That is Scott Pounds.
Inside row number 3 is going to be the 7 of Chris Crump from Napomo. And on the outside from Bakersfield, the 11X, Brad Pounds.
Fourth row looks like this, driving the number 75 out of Corona, California. That is Tom Malcolm. And then the number 111 out of SLO. That is Logan Drake.
At mid-pack, row number 5 on the inside is going to be the 2B. That is, of course, Bobby Hogue. Outside of him, number 16 out of Bakersfield, California, Ricky Childress Jr.
Inside row number 6, the 198, the Rebel Rouser, Robbie Sawyer. And on the outside, it's the 07X, TM2, Troy Morris Jr.
2 of the faster cars in the field, starting deep in this feature. In the number 11L from Torrance, that is Cody Laney on the inside of row 7. Outside of him in the number 174 is Ethan Dotson from Bakersfield.
Row number 8 on the inside, the 51B, that is Brian Clark. Outside of him, the 11 of Robert Sanders.
Inside row number 9, it's going to be the 21J, Justin Crockett from Arroyo Grande. Also from Arroyo Grande on the outside, the 91T, Tony Toast.
Inside row number 10, driving the number 5 from right here in Bakersfield, Mr. Brett Bennett. And starting next to him on the outside of row 10 of the number 77 from Marina Del Rey, that is Bill Bartell.
Ladies and gentlemen, row number 11, last but not least, the 25V of Josh Boat. Outside of him, 17N of Steve Noland.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Green flag at turn number 4. Your leader is this 27 of Mark Carroll. Carroll going to pace the field into turn 1. He's going to go down low in the groove. Another Oregon boy going to follow him. Ferrando down low in the groove, battling Johnson for the second spot. Here comes Johnson on the high side into turn number 3. He's right there side by side with Carroll. Driving hard on the bottom in the 27. Mark Carroll challenging for the top spot. Johnson right there at the stripe. Leader lap number 1 goes to the C9 of Johnson.
Mark Carroll on the inside, and the 27 still holds that top spot. Gray Fernando in the V13. That is a battle for third. He's going to battle for the 1 of Scott Pounds down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4, side by side. Now Mark Carroll has a little bit of company on the outside. At the line, it's going to be the 9, the C9 of Mike Johnson.
Inside, coming through on turn 1, it's going to be one of them Oregon boys coming out hard. We got 4 wide coming out of 2. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the V13.
V13 of Gray Fernando. He falls back to the top 5. He sits there, and he was running in the middle. He is going to be challenged for the top 5 now, but all out front.
5 wide!
Down the front stretch.
Oh, man!
Are you kidding me right now?
Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the craziest lead. Lap 3, there's 5 wide down the front stretch. Your leader, the 9 of Mike Johnson. Second is Mark Carroll. Behind him, it is a cluster of cars out of turn number 4. 5 wide once again down the front stretch.
I'll tell you right now, watching the 11X of Pounds, he went bumper to bumper with his son, Scott Pounds, down the front stretch. He's like, come on, kid, let's go. We got to get to the front. The Pounds boys sit in the 3rd and 4th spot. Ferrando sits in the number 5 position. Then it's the 7. That 7 of Chris Crumpy's looking very good. A lot of forward drive in that car in the number 6 position. But up front right now, it is all Mike Johnson, that number C9.
Without a doubt, that Johnson car's stepping out, checking out on everybody, trying to get away from all the commotion.
Slide job. Slide job coming out of turn number 4. Sorry about that, Mike. That was a battle for the 6th spot. Everything from 6 on back behind Gray Fernando in the top 5. It is literally side by side or 3 wide all the way around this racetrack.
It's unbelievable what we're watching here in this IMCA Modified A feature. Mike, do you see this on a regular basis at Bakersfield?
Not at all. But when you got Cody Laney in the 11L, the Rebel Rouser Robbie Sawyer and Logan Drake battling out. Crisscross applesauce slide job city!
Pounds, Drake, and Sawyer went 3 wide in a they switched positions out of turn 2. Slide job. Oh my gosh, what are we looking at?
They're still slide jobbing each other down the front stretch, side by side. 5th on back, Gray for now and out coming underneath pressure. Watch out for the number 7 coming up. That, of course, is Chris.
Chris Crump made a big move, and look at Sawyer fighting back on the bottom out of turns 3 and 4. He's right there with a 7 of Crump. Those guys are duking it out. Bobby Hogue now starts to move through the field in the V2. He's deep in the field, about mid-pack right now. He's got a very fast group of cars around him. This is not going to be easy if he wants to win this one tonight.
Once again, that 7 car with Chris Crump goes
high.
Jumps to the well one too many times, and that snake bit him.
Had to sit there and check up. Almost ran into the side of the V13 at Gray Fernando. Gray Fernando running the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to take a breath up here, man, in the Mike Morser Tower. Can you believe that? The top 5 were sitting there running single file, but everything back behind him, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. Bakersfield Speedway, what do you think of the Budweiser Nationals modified main event so far? Let's hear ya!
Man, you can't predict a winner on this one. This has been, oh, man. I tell you, I thought the other main events we watched were pretty crazy. This one here so far, living up to the hype of the Bud Nationals.
Lap number 10. Finally, the first caution comes out for lap number 10. And, of course, that comes with a 7 of Chris Crump. He drove all the way in, literally got side by side, had to backpedal it off, just happened to be, got a little bit loose, didn't run into the V13 of Gray Fernando. This is top 6 at the line, Corey.
The top 6 of the line, we've got our leader, Johnson. Running second is the number 11X of Brad Pounds. The 3rd place car out of Oregon is Mark Carroll. Sitting 4th is Scott Pounds, the old outlaw. In the number 5 position is the 16. That is the outlaw, Ricky Childress. And then you got Ferrando in the V13, Robbie Sawyer in the 198, Logan Drake in the 111. Then it's the 11L of Cody Laney, Bobby Hogue, Ethan Dotson, Tom Malcolm. Then it's the 07. That is Troy Morris Jr. Behind Troy Morris Jr., I'm trying to see through the dust and the lights. I'm up here in the Mosier Tower. Oh, my goodness.
Looks like none other than Tony Toast in the 91T.
That is Tony 91T.
Josh Vogt in the 25V. Then you've got the 3rd 11 car. That's Rob Sanders there. Then you've got the 51B of Brian Clark. And then you got 21J Justin Crockett, the 5 car of Brett Bennett.
Sitting behind Brett Bennett is the number 77 of Bartels. Then it's the 17N of Nolan. And in the back will be Crump and the number 7 who spun just moments ago in turns 3 and 4.
10 laps down, 30 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is still anybody's game. It was crazy. Literally 6 on back. They were still running 3 wide, sometimes 4 wide, through both turns on both ends of the track.
You can take this lineup, put it against the wall, close your eyes, throw a dart. Whichever one it hit will be an A main event winner at any other night.
I'm looking at the speed charts right now. We're 10 laps in, and so far the fastest lap.
He's on fire, man. He came up here. It was kind of incognito. Didn't know that Mark Carroll was going to make it up. But I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, they're on the backstretch, about to go green. Mike, bring us to the green.
Lights are out. We're waiting for the flagman. Green's in the air. Hammer down into 1, baby. Here we go.
Slow start by Johnson. He set a slow pace at a turn 4. That didn't last long. Here comes Brad Pounds. That is Brad Pounds on the bottom, challenging Johnson for the top spot. Johnson on the high groove. Here comes Pounds on the bottom, trying to perform that slide job. A tough place to do it at a turn 4. Johnson on the high side. He'll lead lap number 11 with Brad Pounds right there on his tailpipe.
Ricky Childress Jr. tried to make a slide job on the 27. Just didn't make it. Falls back to 4th. Right now, going down the backstretch. Going to do a slide job. He's going to do it. Pounds in the 11. The C9 on the outside, side by side at a turn number 4.
Man, you got to give it to Johnson. That car is set up, a ton of forward bite. He's got the momentum on the top side to carry the speed. Pounds is doing everything he can to get by him, and it's not working right now. Johnson's in complete control up front on the point.
Brad Pounds, Johnson, 1 and 2. Mark Carroll runs 3rd. Right behind him, that's going to be the 16.
The outlaw Ricky Childress, then it's Sawyer, Pounds, Ferrando, Drake.
Sawyer just came in and said, hey, Rebel Rouser, remember me? Right into turn 4, gave him a little bump and run. We'll see what happens with that, because I know he hasn't forgot about the past 2 weeks with the Rebel Rouser.
We're going to go back to the front of the pack. Up front, the battle for the number 1 position between Brad Pounds. Pounds trying to make a move on your leader, Johnson. He's got him into turn 3. Can he get up there to perform a slide job? He can't. Johnson fights back on the high side, holds down the point here on lap number 15.
Man, the first
Caution is out. Caution is out. Nolan into the turn 2 wall.
Wow, the first 4 cars literally are neck to neck. The top 2 right next to each other, 3rd and 4th top to each other. This is your lineup, the C9 of Mike Johnson and Brad Pounds is right there running side by side with each other. Pounds trying to do a slide job into 3 and 4, just not making it happen. The forward bite out of Johnson, Corey and Mike, man, I'm telling you right now, that car has got some forward bite on the top side.
Well, you're not kidding. He's got the speed. He carries it in. He gets back on the throttle at the apex and just smooth around the top side of the racetrack. For the rest of the field here, that's going to be tough to beat on a track that we have that's so slick. Putting that power on the ground, Johnson's doing a phenomenal job feathering that pedal.
Without a doubt, the 16X right now, if you look at the backside of it, on the right rear quarter panel, it's got a little hangy-dangy piece of sheet metal right there. It looks like Robbie almost went over there to knock it off, but they're going to take a look at that. You can see it hanging still. Robbie's getting real close to it, maybe going to tell him, hey, you got something hanging, to put something in his head. But Ricky Childress Jr., he's out there hammering down, trying to go through. These guys are going high, cutting middle. It's been awesome.
Mike, you called it. Robbie Sawyer just pulled up next to the 16 of outlaw Ricky Childress and was pointing to him. He's like, hey, look. And you're right. He's playing the head games. He's telling him, hey, bud, you got something wrong in the back of the car. Now you've got, Childress is going, man, what's wrong with my car? What am I doing? He's still telling him on the backstretch.
Check. You know what? Maybe that's not an invitation to sit there and tell you how that you have something wrong with the car. Maybe that's just sit there saying, hey, check it out. I'm here. When we go green, I'm coming after you. 15 laps down, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we're not even halfway yet, and this is the crazy part. About 40 laps will be your main event for tonight.
Looks like Robbie Sawyer was able to help out Childress and either break it off or push that thing in, but it's not hanging anymore. But I guarantee that's about as friendly as Rebel Rouser's going to be all night.
I'm going to say that is friendly racing, right? I mean, that's
sure it
neighborly. You know, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar?
Sure.
Hey, I'm going to help you take a part of your car off.
When you got metal hanging off the car, though, you help a guy bump it off. That, hey, you're risking cutting a tire.
That is true.
Same time, how would you like it if it came off on caution where you can move, or if it comes off during the main event and you're trying to make a run on him, it comes off, it comes right past your head.
Or right through the radiator.
I'm
telling you, a lot of these guys run to the honeycomb and stuff to try to keep some of that debris, some of this huge clay, or whatever this surface is, this dark, oily. Man, I'm telling you right now, this is the craziest racetrack I've ever seen, and I've been around the country a lot.
Welcome to Oildale, brother.
I told you that coming into this race, it is going to be the trickiest surface you've ever seen.
But the weird part about it, to us, it looks real greasy. You walk out there, it's a total different feel underneath your feet.
Very deceiving from here in the Mike Mosier Tower. You look down from the grandstands, the track is shiny, it's black. You get down on there, there's surprisingly a lot more grip than you would think.
It's almost like black tar more than dirt. And you get down there and it heats up and you get that stickiness to it so you can get a little bit of grip coming out of it. But right now...
So, Mr. Excitement himself...
Hey,
Sully?
I did what you guys did last night. I went down to turn 4, got me a hot dog, was watching this feature here. I almost didn't come back. I almost didn't come back.
So we're 15 laps down. What do you think so far? You're getting a little bit of a break from all the excitement and stuff you guys have been doing. Now it's turned over to the excitement and stuff now of your Budweiser IMCA modifieds on the track. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Brad Pounds.
Really?
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some hammers behind him there. Childress, of course, Sawyer,